take a quick tour behind the scenes of debate night here in Denver. Now, yesterday, a long day of prep for both candidates. Romney, he was hunkered down in Denver getting ready. Obama, new guy, right? Studied up in Nevada, but both made a little time and found a little time to blow off some steam. The president took a tourist trip to the Hoover Dam. Romney finished a lunchtime outing for a burrito bowl. And today, the president, he got in Denver around 2 p.m. Once their campaign said he'd walk through the debate site at, of course, the University of Denver. Romney also did a walkthrough as well today. Now, other than that, the president is trying to get some time to prep and relax before the debate. First Lady also be in Denver to watch. Today, the couple's 20th wedding anniversary, and I'm sure Tom could have told that from watching The View. As for the ins and outs of the debate itself, it's going to be 90 minutes long. It's being broke up into 6 15-minute segments, all about domestic policy. First three focused on the economy, the other, healthcare, role of government, and governing. Now, guys, you've been there for the big debates for each of your clients, okay, or in this case, bosses. Debate day, do you guys try and loosen them up, or are you still trying to cram here, doing more prep? Is that all done?
That's the worst thing you can do.
Exactly.
Today is fun. It's talking about sports. It's talking about how are the kids. Nothing stressful. It's all a good time. In the president's case tonight, as Dominic will tell you, he'll make his last-minute call to Reverend Wright around quarter of. They'll have their last-minute chat before they go on the air. And then it'll be from there. Wright will probably tell him what color tie to wear tonight. And then it'll be all game on.
Do you keep families away? I mean, do you?
Yes, you not wives. Wives are very important because wives always know how to keep their husbands relaxed. They know better than anybody. They really do. Wives are the person who filters everybody out of the room.
They're perhaps the only
we
ones
need the
that
time. Because, listen, those of us who are married know, in times of trouble, the wife is the comfort. We all have, our screaming. They're the ones. Michelle will be there. Ann will be there. They will take care of their husbands.
And you probably know because she could probably deliver a message to him, even unwelcome news, better than somebody who's working for him because he had to listen.
And she'll make sure the tie looks good. She'll fix that. Wives are very important tonight.
It's not a Democrat or Republican thing. It's just how do you deal with the principal. And Tom's 100% right. The goal today is to get the principal to try to chill out a little bit, relax, not be too wrapped up that they can't actually communicate effectively with the people through TV. And the wives are a very important part of that.
Keep them away from the tube, keep them away from everything, just tone it down until you got to ramp it back up. Now, I will tell you, the moderator in this case is more than just traffic cop. And in this particular case, he's got something of a story. This is going to be Jim Lehrer, 12-time moderating a debate, meaning that by the end of tonight, he would have hosted 1/3 of all televised presidential debates. Think about that. In all the presidential debates, he was there ringside for 1/3 of them. Now, after his last debate, he said he'd never do it again, but he was coaxed back into it. Now, Lehrer is apparently not too happy today, as some critics say the 12 debates, one too many, and some say the questioning too focused on the economy. And I will only say this. As a moderator, and I'm doing a half a dozen this year, you got to keep the time. You got everybody to answer, stay on it. You got to do the mandatory thank yous, welcomes, and goodbyes, and you're really keeping time. But there's a certain point where you have a responsibility, if a question's asked, to make sure that it's answered. But it's got to be nuanced where everyone who's watching for any slight hint of partiality doesn't think you're doubling down too much on one or the other. I think it's underestimated sometimes how tough it can be, but you owe it to the service to the electorate. This is one of the few chances where they can get some straight answers potentially. You got to push them on it, but then you got to figure out where you make up the time. I think people underestimate how much of a challenge it is, but in this particular case, I think Lehrer
if it was easy, they would have asked Andrew to do it tonight. So obviously, this is a very, very difficult job Lehrer's got tonight.
And he tweaks Andrew, but now I go to you. And we all know who wins and loses isn't always decided by the debate or the 50 million to watch, but it's what comes out of the spin room, who told them who won and who lost. Both of you guys have been in the spin rooms after the debates. Talk about how that actually works, because the candidates aren't there a lot of times. It's the campaign managers, it's the press sects,
normally on any kind of news story, you have to go seek out the people and really dig to try to. After a debate like this, everybody comes flying at you on any particular subject. You get people like Tom, you have to sort of shoo out of the way and tell them to shut up. But then, there are usually experts on specific issues that come out and reinforce the candidate's position, or sometimes clarify it on individual subject matters.
Well, for me, it was a little different because I've done the moderating and I've done high-profile debates with the moderating. For me, it was almost like the candidate because I did the Hillary debate, I did the Bloomberg debate. So I would literally, guys like this, they're paid a lot of money to get inside your head. And so I would avoid them like the plague. So I would go out to Pennsylvania, the Hillary debate. I went out there for a week before the debate. No one knew where I was.
Remember we had dinner out there? I bought you dinner out there, right? That week. Then we went to the casino that night. Then we had a great time with that debate when I was working on that debate, right?
And so,
If you buy me dessert,
and so for me, it was all, and like with Bloomberg, remember, this guy has $1 million consultants
He
on
took
his
it to
payroll.
Bermuda by plane.
I flew the
God
plane.
knows it paid off. Yeah.
No, so with Bloomberg, I didn't have anything to do because no matter what, their job is not to tell you the truth. No offense, guys. Their job is to get inside your head and make you report the story the way they want you to.
But when the debate ends, okay, and I know we're going to go to break, in the spin room, how much of the headline tomorrow is decided from the 10:30 to 11 when the debate ends?
If you can get a message that gets reinforced all the way through the spin, it can sometimes linger with more resonance than something that you actually heard in the debate. If everybody's on the same page and if it makes sense enough to the point where people at home agree to it or latch on to it, yeah, absolutely. That can be the running theme.
Gore's side and he lied, right?
Yeah, Gore's side and he lied. That was the theme out of the debates in 2000.
All right, we take a quick break. When we come back, we got a noted pollster. He takes us behind the numbers to lay out what is at stake tonight. Dominic Carter one-on-one with him. We'll have that conversation right after this.